Hi, my name is Dr. Glenn Fink. I'm the author of the new book, The Gospel, God's Great Undoing. It's coming out this fall and hopefully in November of 2021. The book is about how God is good and he's proving his goodness regardless of what we see, that there is no alternative to him. This is a grand universal drama of good versus evil, and you have a part to play in it. Last time we talked about how beautiful the universe is, and we finished that whole first section about God creating the universe and doing it really well, making it a home for mankind. But this time we're going to start talking about what went wrong. Because as we look around at our world, we can see something is definitely a problem. We have earthquakes, famines, plagues, wars, and whoever. Look at Afghanistan, for instance. And I read a story while I was doing my research for this section about a little 6-year-old girl who was a Christian and who believed in God and asked Jesus every night, "Please protect me from my stepfather," who raped her repeatedly and beat her every night for almost all of her life until she escaped the home finally. And the only night that she ever got away from him successfully was when she begged him one Christmas Eve, "Please, Daddy, Santa will see." I mean, how pathetic is that? Human suffering is raw and real. It doesn't seem like there's any good solution. There's no good answer to the plague that we're in. And we have to ask ourselves, or we often ask ourselves, so I thought God was good, and I thought he was all powerful. And if he's all powerful and all good, how can he let stuff like this happen? Well, that's a question we're going to ask today, and I'd hope to give you some beginnings of the answer to that. It's an age-old question, and it's very important. So I want you to know, first of all, that God did, when he created us, he gave us free will, and he gave us one choice, just one initially. He said, here's all the trees in the garden, don't eat from that one. Now, he didn't. We'll talk later on about what that tree was, but the tree of knowledge of good and evil, we chose that tree over obedience to him. And so we used our free will, the very first thing we did, as a way to go to war against the only good God there is, the only source of good in the universe. So as it turns out, we are now in a pitched battle for the cosmos. When we followed the devil, we gave over our dominion to the devil, and the devil just took over, and he's at war with his enemy God. And we're in this proxy war thing, and we're on enemy territory, so it's actually not surprising how bad things are. So we used our free will to start a rebellion against God. And the devil is smart enough not to take the credit or to blame for all the stuff that he does wrong. The devil is a lousy God. He said he'd be a good God. He said, oh yeah, I can do it just as good as God. I will be like the Most High is what he said. But you know what? As it turns out, he's really not very good at the job. And so he can't take responsibility for stuff because he has zero character. So instead, he will just blame God for everything that goes wrong. It's kind of like presidents blaming previous administrations for stuff. It happens all the time. Oh, the last administration messed everything up, but I'm fixing it. Oh, well, yeah, you can't always get away with that. And the devil, people believe this. So I want you to understand that, yes, God is all-powerful, but he's not a tyrant. He does not force his will on everybody. And yes, God is completely, 100% good, absolutely, but he's not a pushover. He's not foolish. Being good does not mean it's his job to make us happy and feed us candy all the time. Being good means he's good. And we, being evil, we're kind of butting heads with his goodness. So the real better question, considering the fact that we are at war with God, the only source of good in the universe, the better question might be, why is there any good in our universe at all? You see, we see beautiful things like marriages and babies and all kinds of romance and beauty and glory and everything like that. And we don't ask ourselves, why is there so much good? We just don't like the bad. And so we want to blame God for that. And you know what we're doing? We're actually following the devil's line when he does that. So God made free will. It's absolutely true. And he gave it to us, and that means he is ultimately responsible for the existence of evil in the universe. But I want you to know, he didn't just make it and then it's broken. He made it, he knew we were going to break it, and he took full responsibility for the breakage, and he paid for it himself. And we'll talk about how he paid for it in later videos. But for now, I'd like us to think, if it turns out that God is good, and He is all powerful, and He made the universe, and He gave it over to us. And the very first thing we did is give it over to His enemy and go to war with Him. Instead of asking ourselves, if God is good and God is all powerful, why is there so much evil in the universe? Maybe we'd be better to look in the mirror. Thanks a lot for listening. God bless you. Watch for my book coming out this fall, The Gospel of God's Great Undoing. I think it'll answer a lot of your questions about the cosmos, about the universe, and what your role in it is. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. Do you have questions about this grand drama of good versus evil in the universe and your role in it? Do you agree with the views I've advanced here? Write some comments below and let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to communicate with you and talk with you. And please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and God bless you.